were on the news. The Prime Minister was talking about you.
Like, how do you get these gangsters to talk? You know, they got big guns. You know, I give a voice to people that don't often get hurt. We listen to their voice.
Yep.
We can become a more peaceful place. Because I have enemies. I don't want to see any of them hurt. Yeah. It's not always as simple as just choosing right from wrong.
Yeah. You're gonna shoot some content in the city while you're here?
Like the beginning of next month, Caravana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'll do like 2 weeks of just Toronto content.
I haven't scrolled so far back in your videos. Have you ever done any Dundas and Sherbourne videos?
I've only probably done like 4 or 5 videos in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
You know, when I travel, I'm
not
like
the craziest,
shooting every day.
No.
So when you get home, I relax a bit.
And it's like, Dundas and Sherbourne is kind of crazy, but it's nothing compared to like Kensington and Philly.
But this is the comments I get all the time. Like, because of what I film, people question me like, why don't you shoot the problem areas in your own city? And I do. Like, that's the content I film. If you think I go to Trinidad, for example, to make Trinidad look bad, it's like anything but the truth.
I've never seen any of your videos where like you're not like saying how you love it there.
But it depends on the type
like,
of person you are. Because a different person could watch this. You know, even when I go to a tribe like Himba tribe in Namibia, right? There will be a percentage of people that say, why are you trying to make Africa look like we're all, you know, like living in a tribe?
Yeah.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're showing the tribes that live in Africa. There's a difference.
Right. So it's tough. It's tough to please everyone while pleasing yourself. I won't say it's tough. It's impossible to please everyone.
Yeah.
I just want to film what I want to film.
Of course.
Hopefully a percentage of people enjoy seeing what I enjoy filming.
Yeah, that's like the balance that I'm trying to. In the beginning, I kind of like I just want to tattoo my friends and like cool people and talk, but like the average person might not be as interested in that. But I'm hoping to build the channel enough where it's like, again, more of stuff that I want to do. You know what I mean?
So here's my advice that somebody taught me that was bigger than me. Like, Chris, you got to be the star of your channel.
Okay.
So even if you had Michael Jordan sitting here, I'm just first name that came to my mind. He's a star, but you need to be a star of your channel.
No, of course. I know what you mean.
You got to be at the point that people care about what you have to say.
Yep. And it's not dependent on your guests.
On your guests, right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because I've gone through that problem where I'm getting big views in Afghanistan, but if I'm somewhere else, I'm getting no views.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't the star. The location was the star.
No, that makes sense.
Right? So I think it's something. So how do you become the star of your channel? You're honest with your channel all the time. You also share the ups and downs. So for example, maybe you do a tattoo and you're like, hey man, I'm happy with this, but here's a way I could have improved that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because people, you know, this perfect world online where everything's perfect, people can read right through that.
No, I'm definitely like, the YouTube audience doesn't know me very well yet. I've only put out a couple videos, but like my Instagram audience kind of knows me. I'm very honest. Like I started tattooing in prison. Like everyone kind of knows that, you know what I mean? Like I'll post every once in a while. I post the same photo. When I came home, I went to a halfway house in Hamilton, and it was like an old school that they sectioned the classrooms off into like rooms. It's like terrible, and I post that picture once a week on my Instagram story, just to remind myself that like 5-6 years ago, I started with absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And like, so everybody kind of knows my story. I'm very honest about it.
But with YouTube as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm definitely trying to.
Little bit by little bit, you give them little pieces. Some people are going to hate you for it.
Of course. No,
some people are going to love you for it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like you kind of can't.
But I think if you're real to yourself, who cares?
No, listen, everyone's not going to like you.
Yeah.
That already happens. Like, you can't please everybody, so why even try?
Yeah.
Why even try? But no, it's like I said, it's a balance because I don't want to I do want people to like what I'm putting out. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in making the content if people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
But you just have to find your own audience. It doesn't necessarily mean like I'm not gonna filter myself to get a certain kind of audience member. I kind of just want the audience member that will be attracted to exactly who I am, you know?
Well, for anybody watching this, show the ups and downs of your journey.
Yeah.
You know, for example, if you're a traveler and you're broke, Make that be the content.
No, for sure.
broke.
Like, I got through here with $17 and had an awesome trip. And,
Right.
No, for sure.
Talk about the hardships. You missed your flight.
For sure.
Right?
No,
You
for
lost a shoe. Like, this is the kind of content people normally avoid because they're embarrassed.
No, for sure.
The audience wants to know the truth.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's one thing that we try to do. Like myself and Spencer, one of my artists here, we both kind of like, he started tattooing in his basement. You know, I started tattooing in prison. We definitely show people that, and we get a lot of people that are like inspired by that. You know, like people that have been in similar situations. So, I'm sure you've met some cool YouTubers that have kind of helped you out with like, you know what I mean, some advice and stuff like that. And I'm sure you've met some people that are like figure it out on your own.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a learner. I like to learn.
Yep.
So I like actively look for people that I enjoy their content.
Yep.
Because I want tips. Like, hey, give me something I can do next video to become better. Not everyone's like that. Not everybody wants advice.
No, for sure.
But I found that most YouTubers are very open. Especially my audience is growing bigger, so they know I put in the work.
Right? No, I see what you mean. So like you're kind of validated by some of your peers kind of thing?
Like, if, for example, using Michael Jordan again, you know, if I'm a guy that never played basketball before, I'm not asking Michael Jordan for tips. I'm not at that point. So a lot of people, they're just starting a channel. You know, they start reaching out to the wrong people.
The biggest people.
Yeah,
like,
they don't have enough time in their day
I know what you mean.
to be answering specific questions.
No, for sure.
But you put in the work, I guarantee anybody that was on, you know, Michael Jordan's team, even though he's ready to put in the work to teach you.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to work yourself up. You got to have realistic expectations.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Just because somebody's not willing to help you doesn't mean...
No, that was a perfect analogy. Yeah. Like, Michael Jordan's not just going to teach the average person that just picked up a basketball.
Right, because I get that a lot. Like, people will say, Chris, I've been messaging you for weeks. Man, like, you know how many messages I get? It's not humanly possible.
No, for sure.
To reply to every single message.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Georgetown.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, Georgetown, like in Ontario.
Yeah. Most people don't know where it is. That's why if you're from the city, you probably don't know where it is, but...
No, we take road trips. We're always driving around.
Where did you grow up?
Here, in Toronto.
What part?
James Street.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like when I was younger, up until high school.
What do you think about, like, now that you've traveled not everywhere, but now you've traveled a ton of places, and kind of, like, would you move somewhere else permanently?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No? You still love Canada?
We have family, my in-laws, my parents are still alive.
If it weren't, say all those things, like things tying you to here.
People tie me to.
If it weren't for that, would you consider?
For sure.
Yeah. So it's more just like you really want to be around your loved ones and stuff. Yeah. I'm very similar. I don't think I could leave like my family and stuff like permanently like that.
No, it's tough.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering because like I don't know what your thoughts are on like the state of Canada right now, but
horrible.
Yeah, like so. This is how this is my kind of synopsis of things. Growing up, and I'm gonna like just kind of throw numbers out here randomly. But growing up, I was kind of under they kind of sold the bill of goods that Canada was like 25% better than other like developed nations, but it was also about 25% more expensive. I still think it's a really good country. I just feel like it's maybe now like 20%, like it's lost some of the better, and now it's 70% more expensive than everywhere else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we lost a little bit of the things that we liked. Still a great country, but just they gouge us on everything.
Yeah, to me things have fallen apart since Vid.
Yeah,
Vid
no, for sure.
The world, to me, I used to be so proud to say I'm Canadian.
Yep.
You know, you walk down the street, other Canadians say hello. Things really changed in the last 3 to 5
people
years.
Got very like.
And the cost of life has gone up dramatically. Hopefully things change.
Were you traveling during COVID?
Yeah, for sure.
And then you had to come home for a minute?
No.
You just kept going?
Yeah. Nothing can really stop me, except my wife.
Well,
she said, come home, I have to come home.
Most people didn't really realize that, like, you didn't really have to listen to a lot.
Nah, man, that was the perfect time to travel.
No, of course, but most people didn't realize it. They're just going to tell you things, to bully you into hoping you're not going to go do what they don't want to do. But I had a friend who was a dual citizen, and he lived in America, and he had his kids here. And he would travel home like once a month, and he would get like tickets once a month, and he was like, I'm not even worried. They're going to get thrown out later. And that's exactly what happened. Like, the first day he went to court, the judge threw, he had like, I swear he had $300,000 in tickets.
Well, I'll put it this way. I was good with Photoshop. My wife's going to get mad at me. I'm good with Photoshop. I never got that thing that people suggested you get.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't want to use any of those keywords.
No, for sure.
Video.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I stand firm with my belief. You know, when that whole thing was happening, I knew there's no way that I'm listening to these rules, these bogus rules.
Same.
And there's no way any government's going to dictate for me what's best for myself.
For a minute, I was kind of like playing nice in the very beginning, kind of like, okay, you know, it's not that serious. I'll kind of like play along a little bit. And then eventually when it was clear that it was just, I was like, all right, I'm just going back to normal.
We're breaking all
now.
the YouTube rules, talking about politics and...
But, yeah, it's fine.
But it was a great time to travel. Because nobody else was traveling.
Exactly, and it was probably cheap too. Like,
I don't know if it was cheaper. I think it's more expensive because nobody was traveling. They needed to have...
They were trying to gouge you?
Yeah.
I thought they were maybe trying to entice people so like flights were cheaper.
I think there's a lot less flights. But that being said, there's a lot of opportunity to enjoy places that would normally be highly saturated with tourists.
For sure. Have you gone to anywhere in... Where have you done all the continents? Like, you've gone to places in Europe?
I haven't been to Australia yet.
Okay.
Or Antarctica. So those are my two.
No one goes, like, I'm sure you
I will go.
No, I'm sure. I'm saying, like, that's like a very
I'll go.
niche one.
So let me tell you about why I chose a tiger for this tattoo.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to get back into that. You said you had crazy stories with tigers.
Yeah, in Nepal, I rented a motorcycle to look for the tigers. Like, there's wild tigers.
Yeah.
And there's one island I went to. So to get to the island, you need to go with a guide. Mm-hmm. He's not allowed to bring a weapon. You can only bring a piece of stick.
To go look for tigers.
Well, you're walking in a highly populated tiger area, and the number is crazy. If somebody wants to Google it in the background, like in Nepal, how many people die of tiger attacks a year?
Kelsey, pull it up.
Yeah, it's at least once. Possibly twice. If you type in the national park, forgive me, I don't remember the name, tiger attacks in Nepal, it's like 100 a year. So it's like twice a week somebody gets attacked by a tiger. So I wanted to see the tiger, but my guides did not want to see the tiger. But we're in the middle of this bush, it's pouring rain, monsoon season, and like, I'd say 20 yards in front of me, I see the one-horned rhino. We're 59? So more than once a week.
Oh, wow.
And the rhino was like staring me down through the bush. And I got so excited. But my guides, I don't think they like me. They don't want to see animals.
No, for sure. Especially rhinos.
Yeah, the rhino was amazing. So you only find the one-horned rhino in Nepal.
Oh, the rest have two, right?
Yeah.
Are they? I'm sure they're super endangered.
Yeah, huge and big. Rhinos are quite difficult, even Africa. You know, because of people, unfortunately, you know, wanting the horns.
Yeah. Is it ivory still?
I'm pretty sure it's ivory. I don't see it being anything different.
Yeah, you might be right. But either way, rhino horn for all the weird, like...
medicinal, or what people believe
fake
to be
medicinals, yeah. But I think it's more of a status thing now, if anything. Like, I can have this super rare thing that's endangered, because I think the average person doesn't actually believe the...
I don't know. I think a lot of them do believe.
Yeah, you think they believe the superstition stuff?
And their
True.
grandparents taught them that.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't argue with grandma and grandpa.
That's true. That's one thing I would love to do. I know they have like... So my friend went to Costa Rica to do like he volunteered for Save the Turtles project.
Yeah.
So essentially he like volunteered during the day and then got like a free vacation at night kind of thing. And I know there's things like that in Africa as well. Like you kind of go volunteer on some game reserve. You don't have the most glamorous work. You know, you're literally shoveling lion shit. But then it's like some of your accommodations are dealt with. It's like a way cheaper way to travel.
But I mean, Africa is very inexpensive to travel, period.
Yeah. I'll have to go to...
And highly recommend it.
I'll have to go to Nigeria with Kelsey.
Yeah. I haven't gone to that side yet. Like, I haven't done the West. I did the East, and I did most of the South. I think I've been to about 25 countries in Africa. Still have lots left to see.
Where's the place you went to most? Like Caribbean, you think?
Yeah, but
Trinidad,
closer.
Jamaica, like yeah.
Well, Trinidad I've only been once.
Oh, that was your first trip?
Yeah. But it's gonna have me coming back.
Of course, you're like
This court case with this bail.
Well, even just like everybody loved you there. I'm sure you got a lot of fans there.
But, you know, it only takes one person to hate you to end your life.
No,
so
you're right,
you got to be realistic. It's like the murders, the number of murders there's.
Did you go
joke.
for Carnival?
No.
Okay. That's always something.
The country deserves more. The people are so kind.
Is it just the corruption of the
I don't know what the
government?
reason is. Like, I wish I had a reason.
No, for sure.
Or you don't, like, even in Jamaica, there's rules. If you're my enemy and you're with your kids and your wife, and I see you in the street, I can't do anything. But in Trinidad, they'll kill the whole family, kill you. Even yesterday, I saw they killed the guy, killed the girl. Like, the kids are being killed. Everybody is dying.
They took the MS-13 route.
Yeah, but maybe that's what Trinidad has to do and learn a lesson from that.
Yeah. Have you been there?
El Salvador, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to El Salvador before the current president.
Oh,
so during the time in which gangs run the streets.
Yeah, he's like seemed to have cleaned a lot of that up, but like
with
very strong-handed approach, right?
But like, what is the answer? Nobody knows the answer, right?
Yeah.
What he did, is it good or is it bad?
No, for sure.
Same in the Philippines, right?
I was just about to say with Duarte or whatever, right? Like
he said, like, if you've done drugs or sold drugs, you deserve to die.
yeah, that I definitely don't agree with that.
Right.
Yeah. I definitely, but it's like a with Trinidad. I don't know. It's a hard debate because it's like you kind of need to swing the pendulum a little bit further one way to clean it up from it going that way. You know, like
I believe everybody deserves opportunity.
No, I'm not saying I don't say any of those people need, but like I feel like the politicians are like this is the only way to clean it up. You know,
I don't take sides either. A lot of people believe, I give a voice to people that don't often get hurt.
Yep.
Right? That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
I'm not on the side. I don't want to glamorize
No, for sure.
what gangsters' lifestyle. I'm anti-gangster.
Yeah.
But I believe that they have a voice. And if we listen to their voice,
Yep.
we can help. And I say we, as in the world, we can become a more peaceful place. Like, for example, I'm into serial killer documentaries.
Okay.
I don't like serial killers.
No, of course.
I don't like people that kill people.
Interesting though.
But I would have one hell of a conversation with a serial killer. Mm-hmm. I'd want to know what's going on in their mind. Why?
Yeah.
What made them decide to kill? Because I have enemies. I don't want to see any of them hurt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to kill them. Man, you'd have to do something really dangerous to my family for me to want to harm you.
Yeah.
So I don't get it, but I still want to ask the questions. What I do is that I'm asking questions.
Most people that judge those type of people have like don't know what they would do if they were put in that situation either, right? Like it's not these people just woke up and decided to live that life. There's like a lot of circumstances that go into that.
More than we'll know. Like, how do we speak about it? How do you speak about the life of a gangster in Trinidad if you didn't grow up?
Of course, yeah,
in
for
that
sure.
neighborhood and your father was a gangster, or you never met your father and your uncle looked after you and he was a gangster? Like, it's not always as simple as just choosing right from wrong.
Yeah. No, for sure. Believe me, I did some terrible things in my past, you know what I mean? Like, I sold drugs for a long time, and definitely, if people just wrote me off, right, and didn't give me a second chance, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Right.
Right? Like, it's not just like I woke up and decided to do it. Like, there's a lot of circumstance that go behind it, right?
But you're lucky that you're in Canada, right?
No, of course.
It's like you doing that in Trinidad is instant death.
Well, even me doing what I was
family.
doing in Trinidad, I would probably already just be dead, period. Just it's
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, there's no forgiveness there.
Yeah. No, but even like Canada, there's definitely more forgiveness than a lot of parts of the world. But like even just Harper kind of, again, talking about politics, but they kind of screwed the system, whereas like there isn't a lot of redemption. Like you can't even get a pardon anymore, really. Like there's.
But I mean, these are somewhat minor problems.
No,
like in Canada, you don't have to
compared to anywhere.
fill out a resume saying that you have a prior conviction.
No, for sure. But certain things you do, like for example, for starting this business, even to get a personal service settings license, I had to disclose.
For you, it must have been different.
Yeah, I had to disclose all of my criminal record, and I had to I had to show them, and then I had to get a tribunal to decide whether they should give me a business license or not.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and like my stuff's like over 5 years old. So yeah, no, there is still some hang-ups, but yes, no, we have it. Man, watching your videos made me think about how blessed that we have it. Like 100%. I'm sure that you feel like that all the time. Anything that I'm going to complain about right now is like nothing compared to what they have.
I used to, before YouTube, I'd come home crying, like very emotional. I'm still emotional. But I mean, when I witness some of the lifestyles that people have to contend with, and I'm like, look at my lifestyle.
Yep.
I'm blessed, I'm lucky, I'm whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I'm smart enough to know that, man, I wouldn't become the same. Hey, if you put me in Trinidad and my kids are hungry and there's no opportunity,
I do the same thing.
I might be doing the same
no, for
thing,
sure.
right?
I fully agree.
So how am I gonna judge somebody when I haven't walked a mile in their shoes? You want to hope that you choose the right way to go.
No, of course.
But man, when those kids are crying and they're hungry, the kids got to eat, right? So I think the reason people allow me into their neighborhood, because people ask me, like, how do you get these gangsters to talk? They got big guns, they're killers. Man, I go in there and I don't want to say I respect them, but I want to listen to them. I don't go in with like a prejudgment about them. And I haven't written them off.
No, for
it's
sure.
like you had your second chance.
Yep.
Man, I hope a lot of people get a second chance.
Same. No, believe me, I also think the same thing.
It looks like I'm crying right now, but I'm not. I think something went in my eye. No, but in general, man, like being in Haiti.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
where
one of the
there's
ones
a certain neighborhood where they're eating mud.
Yeah.
Mud cookies. Like, how could I ever complain about a meal?
Listen,
you know what I mean?
I met a Somalian dude in prison, an older dude, and he said to me, he was like, I'm probably do his exact quote. In my country, sometimes you kill to eat. In this country, you kill someone, they feed you. And he was showing he's like, there's people in my country that would kill 10 people just to come live in your jail. You know what I mean? Because our jail, our crazy prisons are 10 times better than what they have, like the opportunities that they have, right? So he was like, in my country, sometimes you have to kill to eat. In this country, you kill someone, they feed you for the rest of your life, and they take care of you for the rest of their life. People would literally kill for that.
Yeah, I don't take it for granted.
No,
I think everybody has to realize that. They'll stop complaining about the simple things.
No, for sure. You definitely, your videos definitely put some perspective in people's minds on how good you have.
But when I do it, like when I was in Sudan, for example, South Sudan, I ate what they ate. They ate rats for dinner. I'm not saying everybody in South Sudan eats rats.
No, for sure.
But I'm saying in this village,
they eat rats.
They eat rats.
Yeah, and
so when they offered me rats, I'm like, we're gonna eat rats.
Yeah, I'd be the same way. I wouldn't be able to say no. I would try not to put myself in those situations, but I wouldn't.
Well, you know what? I do put myself in those situations.
No, for sure.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how am I gonna really do the full experience? And I'm gonna say no. I gotta try what they're trying.
Yep. No, I agree.
So, a lot of people's comments are like, ew, you're disgusting. Like, man, you don't know how good you have it. You have a grocery store.
Right. No, for sure.
These people, when they're hungry, they got to go catch some rats.
Yep. No, for sure. That's even people in prison. They take it for advantage. Like, you can't even get up and just get a drink in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just have a fridge with pop in it.
You know what they say about prison is the first 6 days will determine if you're going to make it through mentally or not.
Yeah.
Because, if you spend time, some guys are crying.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was with a guy in my cell that was there for 2 gun-charged robberies with a gun, 18 years old, crying all day, mommy. Man. And then other people hitting their head on the bars. And I was as calm and quiet as could be. I knew there was nothing that I could do that's going to get me out of this situation. Man up and be strong. And
plus, your situation, you literally, it's unfortunate. Obviously, it wasn't fun. There was some variables. But you're innocent. At the end of the day.
But how often does that happen where you're innocent?
No.
Genuinely.
No one.
No.
No, obviously there is.
But they're still going after 2 years in jail for me, so I got to take this serious,
crazy.
right? My sentence is 2 years if I'm
That
found
makes
guilty.
no
so.
sense for making their country look bad. But that's like that. So there's no freedom of press there. You know what I mean? Because like I know you weren't trying to, but technically you were just doing a press thing. So and then they're charging you for just being a journalist.
Well, the charge, like the actual offense, was written over 100 years ago. Like the law, you know, before cameras.
Yep.
So there's only been one person convicted of it, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's like a lead politician. Like,
Okay. Oh, there was like a political witch hunt kind of thing. Like
there's been people on TV that like said, "Okay, everybody get your guns and weapons and meet me at the."
And they still didn't get it.
They still never got convicted.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm being charged with publishing a seditious act. Not even like I wasn't participating.
Yeah. No, that makes no sense.
I didn't even know what the word sedition meant.
Either did I.
They gave it to me. I'm like, what is sedition?
What was the original charge though?
Gang related, like soliciting a gang and promoting a gang and
promoting
aiding and abetting a
violence
gang.
or something. Yeah. I saw the gang charges originally.
And my biggest charge was working without a work permit, because that could hold years in jail.
But does that mean okay, so I wanted to ask because I eventually want to travel and do some stuff. It's I thought it was as long as you're not taking money out of their economy, so you're not working, making money and taking it. I figured you're allowed to shoot content places because it doesn't take money out of their economy.
If they made every YouTuber in the world, anybody that had a YouTube channel, apply for a work permit, it's ridiculous. No, it's like for example, let's say.
But technically, are you supposed to? That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't have the answer because I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
They dropped that charge, but I mean, if I'm a poet and I want to go lay on a beach in Jamaica,
exactly, no, for sure,
and write a poem in my iPhone, and then publish it, did I work in Jamaica?
No, that's my point. I as far as I was concerned, most laws are as long as you're not extracting money from their economy.
Right. So they ended up dropping that charge, and the reason they asked me, they said, "Chris, on TV, I promoted that I'm a journalist." I said, "I am a journalist. You know, I like to take photos as well. I like to play volleyball. I play basketball sometimes." and what I told the police officer when he asked me, I said, "Sir, what are you?" He said, "I'm a police officer." I said, "If you come to Canada and I see you on the street and I say, 'Hey, what do you do for a living?' You're going to tell me you're a police officer." Doesn't mean you're a police officer in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a journalist.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and then they dropped that charge. So my only charge is sedition.
Do you have a lawyer there?
Yeah, like the best of the best.
Is
two of them.
Are you having to pay or is it pro bono?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Sometimes they do that, right? So
yeah, no.
Did you have any when you were coming back? Did the border stop you or anything like that?
Everybody, 100% of the people in Trinidad know who I am. So and it's all love. Even the police.
No, I meant Canada, even our customs.
No, I don't think they
out
knew.
on bail.
I don't think they knew.
I'm not sure how it works like that.
No. They didn't ask me. No, they don't know. The charge is not recognized in Canada.
Oh, right, yeah. So that's a big thing. Even in the States, so you're unadmissible in Canada if you've been charged in the States if the charges are here. So I remember watching a Border Patrol episode where a guy had been charged with adultery in some state because it's still a law.
Right.
But we don't have that as a law up here, so he's actually allowed in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that probably makes sense. There is no sedition laws. There's probably 3 countries with sedition laws.
There's some very old.
No, that's what I mean.
Rules, yeah.
Some old Caribbean
it's
countries.
when there's you have a pitchfork and you go gather around. We gotta take this government back. Those are sedition charges from the 1800s, right?
That's funny.
But hey, it's gonna be on my resume. I just can't wait for that headline news saying found innocent.
No, for sure.
And all the nonsense about snitching, I can't pay it no mind. If I was a police officer, I wouldn't have gone to jail, and I wouldn't be having sedition charges on me and having to pay all these damn fees. And it's just so stupid. The whole thought of it is ridiculous. Oh, they can tell by the way I walk.
Yeah, but like you said, when you actually I know you just had a interaction with somebody like, do you actually think I'm a cop? And he said, no, he's just trolling.
Yeah. But there are some people. There are definitely some people that think I'm a police officer.
But I'm saying that if they ever met you in real life.
No, but it's just so stupid. It's like normally when you have an idea, like anything.
There's some evidence.
There has to be some evidence.
Yeah. There's a reason why you thought that.
So let's get this straight. I'm a police officer in every country I go to. And I document my findings and I upload them to YouTube for the world to see.
Yeah.
But I'm a police officer.
You work for Interpol and you go to every country and document all the gangs and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is the funny part because they don't even need to do that because all they need to do is look on YouTube. Content like yours exists.
I know.
Like, and I'm not saying anything on you.
No,
like
it's
everyone's
true,
doing it, but like it's out there. They're not hiding it.
These same neighborhoods that I go to, all the artists have guns in the videos and music videos. They're putting threats on each other.
Yeah.
This is not new at all. I think they're just embarrassed that it was a tourist that came and filmed it.
I don't know what their motivation is. I think they're just trying to make you the sacrificial lamb. They don't want anyone else to come here 100%. And film and stuff. Yeah, so 100%. They're just like, let me just
200%
dissuade people from doing what Chris did.
And it works. A bunch of people up and left right away.
Oh, like YouTubers that were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it worked. Hey, it makes me feel like the bridge collapsed behind me, like in front of me, behind me, whatever they say.
Yeah, but it's only going to hurt their country.
No, but they don't look at it like...
No, for sure.
They're not a tourist country.
No, for sure.
You know, they have their oil money. It's a very rich country, but the people of Trinidad are not wealthy.
No, the people need the tourism. Yeah. Or there's not a lot of tourism, but they need something.
They should be a tourist destination.
Yeah, because it's so beautiful. It should be another incredible. Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah. Not to say that they're the same, but just like it's a
very similar though.
Well, it's just a Caribbean. I'll have Jamaicans and Trinidadians being like, we're not the same, right?
But it's Caribbean.
Caribbean, exactly. It's like it's a very the scenes are very similar. You know what I mean? The people are different but similar. No, for sure. It should have a more of a tourism.
Yeah, they would have to put effort. This is
when you were going around and you were asking what could be done or asking like did anybody have any decent answers as to like reasons why things were as bad as they were?
Stigma is a word I heard from every community. The whole thing with stigma is like if you're from a certain neighborhood, you can't apply for a job. Oh. Because it's just absolutely like, no, we're not.
You're a gangster.
You're a gangster.
Oh, okay.
And I actually met police officers. So I met a police officer, won't give his name, of course, that wanted to be on camera but wanted me to blur his face.
Okay.
And I didn't want to get in more trouble, where he has not been allowed a promotion for the last 10 years because of the neighborhood he came from. Oh. Everybody else, in his group continues to get, better jobs and better jobs. And he's like, I'm not getting an opportunity. And a gun went missing from the station.
And they blamed him?
Right away, he was reprimanded. No evidence.
Yeah, I was going to say with no evidence, just because he's from this neighborhood.
And he wanted to share the story with me. But I feel like I can't be getting in deep and shit in that kind
of
content.
I know what you mean. Yeah, you don't want to like expose the government for more stuff.
That's not my job, right?
No, for sure.
It's not what I'm into. I'm not anti-government.
No, for sure. I feel like, so it's almost like a caste system, the way that India is, right? Like if you're born into a certain, if you're born in a certain neighborhood, you're that's who you are. Whereas in India, if you're born into a certain class, you can never move up.
It's classism. This is it. And the opposite, the rare circumstance where you do get a job outside of your neighborhood, you're a target. Someone will find out, and you will have a target.
And come say that you stole a gun.
Not stole it, you'll be killed. Like, people are killed for working in the wrong neighborhoods, for sure.
So one thing I wanted to ask you, I saw in your video when you were talking to Swanee, you said that there's like, you can't play certain music in certain
because every hood has like a star artist.
Of course, no, it's very similar everywhere you go. I wanted to ask you, did you have anyone tell you, turn that music off? That's how you knew.
But I knew smart enough not to listen to certain music in certain neighborhoods.
It's similar, like you wouldn't listen to Pressa in a certain part of Toronto.
Yeah,
I mean, it's way more dangerous there, and it's way more...
If you were in a car going by, you wouldn't have to think about it.
I'm saying, like, but you kind of know on a lower level how that works, so you're like, it's obviously amplified here. Yeah. No, I just wasn't sure, because when you said that, I wasn't sure if you had an incident.
No, but if I go to a certain neighborhood, I know that...
You just know,
not listening to other
For sure.
Yeah.
For
They're
sure.
very open.
Like even in Jamaica, like there's no way you're gonna go to Gaza and play Movado.
It's tough though because, Gaza and Movado, they were tight. They grew up
No,
together.
I know. Yeah, for sure.
Where these other gangsters, like in Trinidad, they've been enemies since birth, just because where they grew up.
Yep.
And even in Jamaica, I've never seen a problem. You go to a club, they're playing both.
No, of course.
You go to a club in Trinidad, they're not playing any of that.
It's kind of past though, too, right? Like during the height of the gully,
Gaza,
gully Gaza beef. I'm sure it was a little bit more sticky, but no, you are correct.
I saw Movado talking like a week ago, talking. He hopes the Vibes Cartel gets out.
Of course,
for the
yeah,
culture.
yeah. For
So
sure.
they went from friends to enemies to friends
Yep.
and respect each other. So.
Yep. No, for sure.
But I think that
clash was one of the greatest things of all times.
I think that helped the culture opposed to hurting.
Yeah.
But in Trinidad, if you're 25 years old and you're an artist, you're lucky to be alive because they're targeted. Like if you look at K-Man 6, like one of the biggest artists, he's had two attempts on his life this year where he narrowly got away, but the people he was with was all killed. Young man with talent.
Yeah.
I met up with him and I met up with Plumpy Boss, which are from the two opposing neighborhoods. And I like both of them. Mm-hmm. I like their music from an entertainment value. But those words they're saying are real words. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
Put it that way. If they saw each other, it would be a real problem.
Do you know, because I know in Jamaica, a lot of it, even though it's gang politics, it still kind of translates to politics. Is it
No,
similar in
it's not the same.
Okay.
Here's number gangs in Trinidad. So there's like 6, 7, 8, 9. And
Like big
it
gangs.
started out as Rasta versus Muslim.
Oh, really?
And then it went to number gangs. But the number gang started in Jamaica.
What's number gangs? What do you mean by-
Every gang is a number.
Oh, okay.
Right? But it's tough because, like, for example, let's say today a 20-year-old man died and he had a 2-year-old son. That son, at some point in his age, even though he's 2 now,
We'll have to ride for
kill
that beef.
somebody up from the opposite gang.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it just continues the cycle.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad, but a lot of innocent people dying. And kidnapping is becoming very popular. They're killing taxi drivers for their car. Yesterday, they killed a taxi driver.
Oh, wow.
And, man, it's like...
Because that's such a big business over there, right? Like taxis?
Man, if somebody goes missing, it's like 99% they're going to die.
Jeez.
It's not like... How do you put it? And it doesn't hit mainstream media because it's Trinidad.
No, for sure.
If it was Jamaica, Jamaica is very big, very influential.
No, for sure.
Even in Africa. You're in Africa, they know everything about Jamaica. They're selling Jamaican flags, bandanas, bracelets,
Yeah, they love
dancehall,
dancehall, yeah.
Vibes Cartel, huge.
Yeah. World boss.
I didn't know who Swanee was before I went to Trinidad. But once I went there and I met this man, I'm like, well, I didn't realize like how big he is in Trinidad and he could be in the world. So I got to meet the biggest artist, the biggest Trinidad. I didn't even know what Trinidad was.
I swear he said that like he'll listen to whatever. Like he...
Yeah, but he's saying that in a...
Just trying to be politically...
A very smart man
okay.
way, right? He doesn't want... there's no benefit financially from being enemies with people.
No, I get it, but some people still would never say that. You know what I mean? Like I
think it's the maturity.
Yeah, no, I was like...
It's we can be killing each other or let's make some money. I don't think they'll ever work together.
But at least he said, like...
But it takes a bigger man to say that. Nobody else will say that.
No, for sure. And at least, like, hopefully people will follow in his
No,
footsteps.
they won't. That's the unfortunate part. That's the very unfortunate part. There's been peace treaties where they sign for a year or two, but then the murders start again. And there, the murders are all middle of the day. If you pull up today, like, how many people were killed today?
Did they say, like, again, when you asked them what can be done, what was, like, the main jobs? Like, what do they say?
Jobs.
Jobs, yeah.
Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Listening to
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, which sucks because it could be rebranded as, like, a very popular tourist destination.
And it should be. The food, the culture,
100%.
the people, the weather, the beaches, everything you want in a travel destination. It's unfortunate. I wish I had the answer.
Yeah.
I wish I could give a proper way for them to heal. But, a lot of people would say, Chris, it's not my job. Mm-hmm. Even if I give advice, they'll say, worry about your own country.
Yeah. We got not anywhere near the problems there, but we got problems here too.
Problems,
so,
for sure.
For sure. Like when you were in Africa, did you see? And I'm not blaming Africans, but did you see? That's a big market for the cars that are being stolen over here, right? Did you see like Ontario plates driving around? Okay, because you see a lot of.
I look at those type of crimes as different. There's a victim, but it's not like the victim.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like, obviously, we need to clean it up. People don't deserve to have their cars stolen.
No, 100%. I'm never going to side with a criminal.
No, for sure. But I see what you mean. Like, people aren't dying.
People are not dying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I love Trinidad so much that's why I'm passionate about the topic. It's like when you love someone, you care about it. You want to see them get better.
Yeah, that's crazy. You went. That was your first time there.
But I felt like I've been there.
No, of course. I was gonna say something. Like literally, you feel like you have such a connection there. Like
right from the moment I got there, I felt at home. I felt comfortable.
I felt like that in Jamaica. I've never been in Trinidad, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Jamaica as well.
I felt like that was. I was like, where has this been my whole life?
And the love I get in Jamaica is like unparalleled. Trinidad, Belize, Jamaica are the three countries that sort of I'm most recognized.
Okay, nice. Was that just from you shooting a lot of content in Jamaica and stuff?
And gaining the respect, like going to the neighborhoods that nobody will ever go to. And I think doing it in a respectful manner.
No, of course.
Other people have done it, then they run. They make Jamaica look bad.
Of course. Or they just... Even they make it look bad. They're just not respectful. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the same thing. There's a lot of people in my industry that their sole goal is to get views.
Yeah, for sure.
They're never going to return to that country.
For sure.
Right? I want to leave the country loved.
But you were already traveling before the YouTube thing, so it's not like a lot of these people are traveling for YouTube.
Yeah, but I like. It's not that I dislike them for that. It's just like keep in mind.
No, but that's their motives. Like your motives is that you actually want to travel and meet people and connect with people.
Everybody's motive is different. I can't hate somebody for having a different motive than me.
No, I'm not saying I hate them, but that's why I think your guys like the way that you attack things, or you know what I mean, are different.
It's just like
you're coming from
morally, what are you willing to give up? Are you willing to be hated by a country in order to get more views?
No.
Like to me, the answer is no.
No.
Simple answer.
I mean,
but there are people that will say yes, of course, I'll do whatever it takes to succeed.
Yeah, no.
So I don't feel like I'm publishing negative. When I go to Trinidad and document the gangs, like if you look at the questions I'm asking, I'm not going there with the intention to make the country look bad.
No,
and I do film other content there as well, not just gangs.
Yep.
But I want to show them a side that they're not going to see anywhere else. Like what's going to make me different from any other YouTuber that's gone to Trinidad. I got to film something different.
How did it come about going on? Who did you perform with in Trinidad?
I didn't know.
No, but like you went on stage.
Yeah, it was
like,
a reggae festival.
Okay, sick. How did that come about? Someone invite you to come up?
Yeah, somebody invited me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, it was incredible feeling.
Yeah. Did you feel like the crowd knew who you were?
Everybody knew who I was. I was walking around there.
You were also very relevant at the time. Like you were on the news. The Prime Minister was talking about you.
Every newspaper, 4 newspapers a day. Like everything I did, if I itched my neck, there's a video itching my neck. It was an incredible feeling. You know, I really got to feel what a celebrity...
No, for sure. I see what you mean.
I was eating in KFC and I looked to my left and there's 10 people like this taking pictures. When I got out of jail, there's paparazzi was there with flashes. I'm like, this is what it feels like.
How was it so when you got arrested, were you able to make a phone call?
No.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's not I know how the system is here, but most people at least see in movies you get to call a lawyer or you get whatever. They're just you're in a room until did you get to call your wife?
No, and I didn't even know my wife's phone number. They took everything from me.
And nowadays,
I remember my mom's. I think it was the 3 days in. The Canadian embassy came and I said, "Can you call my mom because I don't know my wife's phone number." So
that was 3 days before she even knew what was going on.
I don't know how long it took.
Was it in the news at that point already?
Yeah, it was in the news.
Okay, so maybe she heard from the news.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. No, but you still hadn't told her. She hadn't heard from you. She doesn't know you're safe. No. She's hearing the news say he got arrested.
I think it was probably 4 or 5 days before I got my first phone call. And that was an emotional one. I remember asking my daughter or son to come on the phone and I couldn't even talk.
Oh, wow.
Man, because very tough, very rough. I was never worried about jail, fighting.
No, of course.
But I think everybody's different because that 18-year-old kid there with me, he was worried about fighting.
Well, yeah, because he's a Trini and he's part of the politics. But
I wasn't worried about fighting. I was worried about I want to go see my family.
So for sure, even me, like when I went to prison, so like the Canadian prison system is more like, people always ask me like, were you scared? Were you this? I kind of have been in the system for a long time. I did like young offender, a little bit of young offender kind of stuff. But up here, it's mostly just gang politics. Like if you're not involved in gang politics, you're fine. Like no one's gonna bother you. It's not the greatest. You know what I mean? Like,
but I'll tell you what, in my cell, there were people from many gangs that on the outside world, they'd be killing each other. But the moment they're in there, they abide by different rules.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Those rules are not, they're not the same number gang
for sure.
inside as they are outside.
Well, it's like in America, like even though they say like it's really dangerous, it is, and it's not, because people mind their P's and Q's because one little thing could set off a race war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's the same thing there. Like it's like they be killing each other on the outside, but you got to kind of chill in here, or it's just going to be chaos forever. We kind of need to.
There's leaders there that it's not the same.
They're shot callers and stuff. Yeah.
And everybody knew who I was, so.
It's weird. It's really weird looking at the laws and stuff in other countries, because like I have a friend that did jail time in Peru. Super long story, but he was telling me that like for your first murder you get like 9-10 years, but for a brick of cocaine you get 20.
Yeah.
Because their priority is to try and kill the drugs, right? Like, but it's crazy to me that you could have a murder charge and be out before someone who had as like a smuggling charge.
Well, in Trinidad, everyone's getting a bail.
Oh, yeah?
If you have money, you're out on bail.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, like my bill was 100,000 TT. I think it's like 22,000 American. But to give you an example, there was guys there for attempted murder.
You have to pay that, like up front. Okay, because here you just have to prove you have it.
No, well, because I didn't know anybody
of course,
there. I don't own land there.
No, you don't have like a surety or anything yet.
So there was a guy there attempted murder, and his bill was 5,000 TT.
They give you a
couple $100. Yeah,
because they technically to their like.
No, I don't have a reason to come back in their eyes.
Exactly. No, I was just about to say, in their thing, there's like, you're a bigger flight risk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not. Because I feel like you're definitely not. You're like, I'm going to deal with this.
No, I'm here. I'm
for
ready
sure.
to deal with this.
No, I know you are. I know you are. But they don't know that.
You know, to have that on my record, a lot of people have said, Chris, don't go back.
Yeah.
They don't understand how this works. Like, having a sedition, as nonsense as the charge is, having that on my record as a world traveler, I could be on a beach somewhere and maybe in Africa, where they have some kind of relationship with Trinidad, and they say, "Oh, you're arrested, and you're getting shipped back."
You up. Or
and
Interpol comes and grabs you.
Interpol's no joke.
No, for sure. That's like
the reason I got out on bail is because my Interpol came back as no guilty. Like I've never been convicted of a crime, and because I had a clean slate, that's the only reason that they let me out.
No, for sure.
So
even like the same guy in Peru. So he had charged in Toronto. He was from Peru. He fled to Peru. But he got caught in the marketplace. He owned a restaurant down there. And he got caught in the marketplace with his wife's gun. And he should have got bail and been able to do his sentence for the gun on like house arrest or whatever. But because he had the international Interpol charges, he had to do the time for the thing. And the jails are so bad there that when he came back up to deal with his charges here after the 2 years there, he should have done like another 5 years, and he got time served because the judge was like 2 years in Peru is 7 years here, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was reading the booklet that Canada has a relationship with Trinidad, so that if you're doing over 6 months in jail,
they just deport you.
You can do your 6 months in Canada.
Oh, I see what you mean. So
your last 6 months.
So I'm saying, so if you were to get 6 months, you could do it here.
Yeah.
Which you're not gonna get.
No.
But I see what you mean.
Yeah. And no, anything more than 6 months. So let's say you got 10 years in jail. You got to do your first 6 months there. Anything after 6 months, you can apply to.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, that's like
you still got to serve out your sentence.
No, for sure. But
in Canada, but
even Canada, like if you are from Jamaica and they're gonna deport you, you're getting your first parole because they're sending you. We don't want to pay for you to be in our prisons anymore. We'll just send you back to Jamaica or whatever. They give you your first parole. You get out like a third of your time, but you're never coming back.